Our message is an urge to the authorities in Belarus to release Mr. Bialiatski, and we do hope this will happen and that he can come to Oslo and receive the honor bestowed upon him. This prize is not addressing President Putin, not for his birthday or in any other sense, except that his government, as the government in Belarus, is representing an authoritarian government that is suppressing human rights activists. And the attention that Mr. Putin has drawn on himself that is relevant in this context is the way civil society and human rights advocates are being suppressed. And that is what we would like to address with this prize. And we always give a prize for something and to somebody and not against anyone.
Nobel body criticizes Peace Prize winner Abiy Ahmed over Tigray. The Norwegian Nobel Committee, which awards the Nobel Peace Prize, said Thursday that Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who won the honor in 2019, bore special responsibility for ending the bloodshed in Tigray. As Prime Minister and winner of the Peace Prize, Abiy Ahmed has a special responsibility to end the conflict and contribute to peace, Berit Reiss-Andersen, chair of the committee, said in a statement to AFP. Northern Ethiopia has been beset by conflict since November 2020 when Abiy sent troops into Tigray after accusing the region's ruling party, the Tigray People's Liberation Front TPLF, of attacks on federal army camps. The fighting between forces loyal to Abiy and the TPLF and their allies has killed thousands of people and forced several million from their homes. Spokeswoman Bialiatski responded to the committee's comments, saying Abiy had already shouldered his responsibilities. The Prime Minister has indeed taken up this special responsibility of ending the conflict waged on the state by TPLF and has been engaged in putting an end not only to the past year's conflict but the destabilizing activities of the TPLF, designated a terrorist organization by Parliament, Bilam told FP. Tigray is under what the United Nations calls a de facto blockade that is preventing life-saving medicine and food from reaching millions, including hundreds of thousands in famine-like conditions. Millions of people have fled their homes since the conflict in Tigray erupted in November 2020. The humanitarian situation is very serious and it is not acceptable that humanitarian aid does not get through sufficiently, Reiss-Andersen said. Speaking at a press conference, Human Rights Watch Executive Director Kenneth Roth appealed for countries to press Abiy to allow aid to get through. The big threat there is the Ethiopian government's blockade of humanitarian assistance that is desperately needed by millions of people in the region, Roth told reporters. This is a classic case of collective punishment. This is not punishing Tigrayan military forces. It is punishing the people. In Tigray, he added. The conflict in Tigray has sparked calls to strip Abiy of the Nobel, but this is not possible under the award's statutes. The Norwegian committee said it could not comment on what factors were emphasized when the prize was awarded to Abiy beyond the reasons given in connection with the award, as the panel's discussions are confidential. In November 2020, Abiy's government allowed Eritrean forces into Tigray as they together pursued the Tigray leaders after political tensions erupted into war. Some tens of thousands of people have been killed, and hundreds of thousands now face famine as Ethiopia's government has kept almost all food and medical aid from Tigray since late June. Since the autumn of 2020, developments in Ethiopia have escalated to a comprehensive armed conflict, the statement said. The humanitarian situation is very serious, and it is not acceptable that humanitarian aid does not emerge to a sufficient degree. The conflict entered a new phase in late December when Tigray forces retreated into their region amid a new military offensive, and Ethiopian forces said they would not advance further there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Norwegian Nobel Committee has awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2019 to Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Dr. Abiy Ahmed, we are aware that during the course of your life you have walked several different paths. You were born into a traditional family of simple means, to a mother who was an Amara Orthodox Christian and to a father who was an Oromo Muslim. The World Food Programme is the world's largest humanitarian organization addressing hunger and promoting food security. In 2015, eradicating hunger was adopted as one of UN's Sustainable Development Goals. The WFP is the UN's primary instrument for realizing this.
The WFP says it's committed to transparency, that it's increased its staff and independent monitoring, that it takes allegations extremely seriously, and that it's not even heard of fictional camps before. And though the UN has admitted to us that thousands of sacks have gone missing in the last few months, the WFP insists its operation is under control.
So you can say with your head held high that the aid is going to the right place.
Absolutely.
And these donors needn't worry.
Absolutely. Relative to the environment and with all the difficulty, we're doing a very good job. And the donors know it.
But what we've revealed tells these donors a different story. Abdullahi Noor, just 16 months old, and fighting for his life because of a lack of food and water. In a humanitarian emergency so rarely filmed that its horrors are almost completely hidden from the outside world.